A pleasure to have you with us here on RT today. It has been dubbed the Big Speech, as the British Prime Minister is set to make a tightrope walk this Friday between his EU partners and Eurosceptics at home. David Cameron is planning to overhaul ties with the Union after saying he's not happy with certain aspects of the relationship. That's while he still admits he doesn't want to break away from the Union and risk upsetting certain EU leaders. But as RT's Sarah Firth reports, Cameron may ultimately disappoint everyone that he struggles to please.
When the Prime Minister first became leader of the Conservative Party, he said that their biggest problem was that they spent far too much of their time banging on about Europe. Is he glad those days are over?
The countdown's on as the Prime Minister prepares to deliver a landmark speech on Europe. But with warring factions in his own party, growing Eurosceptic sentiment in the UK, and his increasingly unimpressed European counterparts to appease, and the pressure is on.
Is he struggling right now on this issue? Up till now, I think he has been. He hasn't given, as I say, a clear message, a clear standpoint, and a notion of intent for the government on the EU and the UK's relationship with it. I think that has been for a number of factors, whether it be the world economy, whether it be the UK economy, or whether it be his own backbenchers.
It's now widely expected that the Prime Minister will pledge a major European treaty revision. Included in that would be a clawing back of powers to Britain in key areas, such as economic and social laws that govern labour and policing and criminal justice rules. The new terms of British membership in the EU would then be put to the country's citizens in a referendum after the next general election.
I think he's really got no option now. He's really painted himself into a corner where he's got to have a referendum after an election. And he will try, as skillful politician as he is, to paper over the cracks, to give a bit to them and a bit to them, and say that we now are looking for Europe to make a response to our proper requests. It'll be a very smooth, confident speech until you actually analyse it. And you see that he's asking for the EU to behave in a way that there's not a hope in hell that they will do that.
Labour say a referendum would be condemning Britain to years of uncertainty. UKIP say the Prime Minister, with talk of repatriation, is being misleading and vague. Strong on style, they say, but lacking in substance.
It is a red herring. It's been made absolutely clear by Commissioner Barroso and other MEPs that the European Union is a one-route, one-train journey. There is no reverse gear.
With his speech under such scrutiny, maybe David Cameron can get some inspiration from another Conservative leader whose relationship with the EU was often strained.
To try to suppress nationhood and concentrate power at the centre of a European conglomerate would be highly damaging and would jeopardise the objectives we seek to achieve.
In Margaret Thatcher's memorable speech, she set herself against a European superstate, exercising a new dominance from Brussels. But what Eurosceptics often forget is that Margaret Thatcher balanced those warnings with a staunch defence of Britain's place at the heart of the EU. The truth is, though, that these days and that speech would be a hard sell. With growing and fierce anti-EU sentiment, it's uncertain whether he'll even be able to please those within his own party.
As you will know, Europe has been an issue in the Tory party for the best part of 30, 40 years. I mean, the rest of us sit at the sidelines. We can't believe it, that this is going on. This is a fearful, angry family squabble all out in the open. I mean, and it destroys the Tory party.
With so much riding on this speech, if he tries to please everyone, David Cameron runs the very real risk of pleasing no one at all. And so the time has come for the big Europe speech. Delayed so many times already, it's been nicknamed the Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow speech. And it's now expected, you guessed it, tomorrow. Sarah Firth, RT, London.